Terry Dwayne Ashford, SNnews News Radio. Thank you so much for coming in with Indacarseat, Datguy, StreetNOW News, your JIC, Terry Dwayne Ashford. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And good morning. You're coming in Friday morning, May 14th with Terry Dwayne Ashford, SNnews, StreetNOW News, all for you. Well, we are coming in this morning with lots and lots of brewing stories for you here in Washington, D.C. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford for you, with you, all about you. This morning, we're starting the day with the gas pumps. Very interesting brewing story, right? They are the gas pumps. You go to the gas pump this morning, have a surprise right there waiting for you. In addition to that story, we also have the civil war going on, the fight between the Jewish Israel and the Hamas. Right there, a civil war going on. Missiles, rockets, bombs, and blast, all for you. And on top of those two stories, you have a wonderful article written by your JIC, journalist-in-chief, broadcaster Terry Dwayne Ashford, bringing that all together for you right here in America, right here on Washington, D.C.'s soil, right here in Washington, D.C. Currently reporting for you around and about the northwest area of Washington, D.C. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. Let us start with the fact that this particular programming this morning in SNnews is produced by Terry Dwayne Ashford, directed by Terry Dwayne Ashford, managed by Terry Dwayne Ashford, and the reporting you are hearing is the voice of Terry Dwayne Ashford. On the cover of this particular broadcast, you have the face of none other than Terry Dwayne Ashford, your journalist-in-chief broadcaster, all for you, as we're bringing this to you right here from Kennedy Street here in Washington, D.C. Kennedy and 14th Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. I'm Terry Dwayne Ashford. The feeling this morning when you walk outside the door is extremely, extremely pleasant. A pleasant feeling this morning. And it's not too hot, not too cold. It's not even nippy on your fingertips. But one interesting thing about this morning when you walk out the door, if you have to go to the gas pump, you're going to find a really nice, cute little surprise there waiting for you. Here in Washington, D.C., that is. Yeah. Covering all of the gas pumps there, you're going to see covers there. Covering the handle and the nozzle that is used to put simple gas in your car. Things that we've gotten used to. It's right there for you, showing you right there in your face. Things that you've gotten used to. It's been normal. No longer normal because this morning you couldn't get no gas. You couldn't get no gas. Nowhere in the city of Washington, D.C. almost. Indacarseat, that guy, our team here at SNnews had to travel to Maryland to get some gas in there. The only thing that was available was premium. Now this appears to be a concern and issue that is occurring area bound. The entire area of Washington, D.C. may be experiencing some gas shortages. We're going to look at that and report on it if the severity of the case is shown to have newsworthiness. In the meantime, we also continue to report on you, report for you, the Civil War, and remind you of the Civil War that is going on between the Hamas and the Jewish Israelite overseas. In our headlines around the world, we want to keep that on your mind, continue to remind you of what wars do to the world. What worlds do to you? What worlds do to the world? What worlds do to you? Now, this particular gas shortage may have some link to the wars. It's right there on your doorstep. And you're here every day not concerned. Sometimes you don't know that, the world is a small place. It's a very small place when there's a limited number of conglomerates. When I say conglomerates, you can equate that conglomerates to gangs. If there's only 10 gangs in the world is small, is limited to just the leadership of those 10 people. That's if. But that particular scenario is used to show you. That how easy it is for your life to be gone. In the midst of that, we have an article written by Terry Dwayne Ashford for you this morning. A pretty interesting article that's putting a topic and a subject matter on the table for open discussion. We're going to talk more about that in a few short moments. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to StreetNOW News. Terry Dwayne Ashford, your journalist-in-chief podcaster here in Washington, D.C. Now, as an addendum or an addition to the broadcast being brought to you this morning, the morning of Friday morning, May 14th by Terry Dwayne Ashford. We're providing also some other stories that Terry Dwayne Ashford has done for you in the past on sports. Tennis specifically is what it's called. We're just providing those to you for as an entertainment and also an awareness and knowledge so that you know who you're dealing with in your journalist and broadcasting chief, Terry Dwayne Ashford. There we deliver in the narrative for you. We deliver for you sports broadcasting, StreetNOW sports, tennis specifically, by and with Terry Dwayne Ashford. In the car seat, that guy. We're going to jump right into that third part of the morning. It's an article that was written by your journalist-in-chief broadcaster, Terry Dwayne Ashford, a news article. And it simply opens up dialogue for you, with you, and about you. So how do you feel? How do you feel about the fact findings? Yeah. How do you feel about the fact findings that, as it appears, gay men who have been posing as straight men using that deception of the truth to carry out deceitful, if not crimes, immoralities, and indecencies. See, if they're not crimes that has been carried out on this end, then they are definitely indecencies and immoralities and inhumane events of situations, occurrences that's been carried out on some of these things. This particular article is written by Terry Dwayne Ashford for SN News, your JIC, and it was delivered first last night on May 13th. And we're going to talk about that, Now, that's even if you disagree with the findings of the SN News report, that the majority of our sampling shows they are the total opposite of what has been reflected to you. Even if you disagree with that, let us talk about that anyway. That is what humanity is, and that's what humans do when humans ruled the world versus a lower phylum case of animals. And that's what news is all about. And this news this morning is with none other than Terry